I want to introduce our first speaker, who I first met in 1976. We were both elected as school trustees together that same year. Our guest was a school trustee at that time in District 56, the Vanderhoof School District, and I was elected in District 57, the Prince George School District. So many, many years ago, but it was the first time I've met our guest. She originally moved to Toronto to Fort St. James in 1972, and then moved to Prince George. She's been a community activist, a wife, a volunteer, a mother, a continual letter writer to the Citizen, which I enjoy, and I'm sure you enjoy as well. Would you please welcome Jeannette Paterson?
Hey, I finally got my soapbox. So, listen, I'm here because I love this community, and I've loved it for a long time. And I'm also a person who is so frustrated and angry about what happens down here. But first, I want you to know why I love this community. I love being close to the wilderness. I love being located at the junction of two rivers. And when people write about how ugly Prince George is, I think, where in the hell are you looking? Because it's beautiful. Right. I love the fact that we have real neighbors. We walk downtown and we chat with people. We chat with the people who live beside us. Our children went to school here. They had a great education, and they're doing well in their lives. They walked to school and they were safe, and they'd still be safe if they were walking to school. I love it because this community has heart, and it's a can-do kind of place. We know that. We have a university, we have a medical school, we have all sorts of things that are here because we demanded that they be here. But on the other hand, I get really choked when I see what is happening and continuing to deteriorate in a part of what I consider my town. And yet I can come to a place in my town and I don't feel safe. And obviously I can come and go and I'm fine most of the time. But there have been occurrences when I have not felt safe. And that really gets me ticked, because I don't see why it has to be like this. I see all sorts of things happening here. I see all sorts of money and investment everywhere. I mean, there's housing developments all over the place. You can go up the Hard Highway. You can go out Highway 16. You can go to the Aberdeen Golf Course. You can go to all sorts of places. There's a ton of money being spent on all the amenities that we all expect to have. And yet, despite all this money and big box stores and shopping malls, and I mean, I don't know how many millions or billions of money people have invested in this area, in this city, none of it is invested in downtown. Why not? I want to know, why not? So, not only is it a matter of fact that ordinary people, like myself and my friends and my neighbors, aren't comfortable down here, but it's what is happening for all the people who have to be here all the time. You know, it's like, it's sick down here. It's a little sort of, what would you say, a little area that is just filled with people who need help desperately. It's discouraging to think that they continue to suffer, to be marginalized, if you want to use a really fancy word. They're marginalized. They're not part of our society anymore. They've been shoved aside, and because they've been shoved aside, it's become an ugly place. I don't like that, and I don't see why it has to be that way. So I think all of us have a part to play, And I think you can do it in so many different ways. It's up to you to decide. You can join committees, you can join groups, you can volunteer, you can write to City Hall, you can be like me and continue to write. But you know what? We've got to get started. And I just was dying to do this gesture. So let's get started. Thank you.